Is there like a food that you're like, oh, I can't wait to have that
when you come
back in Italy? Yeah.
If I have a food in New York or in America.
Or in America.
Are you really asking an Italian missing some food in America?
We're talking actually with Fabio Cannavaro, and he was telling us a funny story. Maybe you can explain it better. Well, he was in charge of cutting your hair during the World Cup or something.
He said your hair has never been good since he's cut it. Yeah, that's exactly what he said.
You got to tell us a story. We got to hear this.
Why?
Yeah, exactly. Why?
Standing ovation of your last. I don't have to tell you.
It was a very emotional day. I wasn't that happy, to be honest.
How was that team? Talk to us about that magical summer.
What else we can say about that? The best thing that can happen to a football player.
When you stayed with Juventus in 2006, how was that decision? Can you walk us through it? Sir Alex wanted you, right?
Yeah, I have the opportunity to.
Were you ever tempted like a little bit when you were getting those calls from like some of the best teams? What's up, everybody? Welcome to the first episode of Calcio Chill. I'm Marco Messina, joined by my co-host, Michael Kantaris, and we are starting this series off at the top with a bang with Alessandro Del Piero. Alex, welcome. How you doing?
Thank you very much. I'm good. I'm good. Are you guys?
Good. Nice to see you.
Good to see you.
You like New York, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Everybody likes New York. I mean, it's a great city. It's great to come as a tourist. You know? I don't know how it looks like living here, but as a tourist, it's great.
You got to live outside of the city. We're from Brooklyn.
Okay.
Over there, it's a little bit more calm. You could come into the city, 30 minutes.
Yeah. Compared to LA, do you like pros and cons between the two?
There's two completely different worlds. Yeah, I mean, LA is more chill, different weather. And different vibes, of course. But even though they're very different, I mean, I like both of them. And for me, that you grew up, you know, in Italy with the dream of US and everything's going on here, it's great to be here, and it's always great. I live in LA for 8 years, so
wow,
that's a different thing, you know.
For sure.
Instead of coming here as a tourist, is a big difference.
And whenever you come to the United States, is there like a food that you're like, oh, I can't wait to have that
when you come
back in Italy? Yeah.
If I have a food in New York or in America?
Or in America, yeah, in general. Whenever you come here, like, oh, I got
Are you really asking an Italian missing some food in America?
He's Greek. He doesn't know.
You have a good cuisine as well, by the way. So,
but something different, like a bagel over here.
Listen, I opened a restaurant, an Italian restaurant in LA because of that. Because, you know,
you wanted to change it up.
It's a great food. Don't get me wrong, but you know, it's not like Italy. Nothing's like Italy.
That's fair.
Remember, we made Bobo. We had Vieri on, and we made him try snacks, like candies.
Yeah,
American
snacks. He hated it.
He liked one or two of them. He
liked something very random, right?
I think it was like a Sour Patch or something like that. That's only in America that he liked. But the rest, he was like, oh.
No.
And now you're living in Madrid, right?
Exactly.
You just came from there?
I came last night. Yeah, stay here for 2 days and then go back.
Nice.
Yeah.
You saw a pretty good game. How did it feel going back to the Bernabeu? That's all I thought about when I saw you there.
It's always great when you go in a place that you also score goals and wins. But I also lost there, so it's a beautiful stadium. It's the thing that, you know, they have different levels but very narrow. It's the first time that you walk inside. It's like a wall, high wall. And now with the roof and all the renovation, looks even better. Wow. And it can be scary. If you play there, it can be scary, definitely. You know, 80,000 people in that way, it's a big thing.
So it makes it even better when you got the standing ovation at the Bernabeu that time. Like for me, that was like an outsider. It seemed cool because I felt like there's a lot of stereotypes about Italian football. And then to see a fan base like Real Madrid that's used to superstars, absolute legends, recognize an Italian player like yourself, it must have felt amazing.
It was really amazing. You know, I have the opportunity to go there, score, winning the game, and then came out. Surprised me, to be honest, because I have a similar story. A lot of times they compare Raul and I, but we face each other a lot of times. And as I told you before, we lost and we won at the same time. But you know, we were rivals. So you don't expect from the rivals to cheer you and to give you applause, especially when you're winning in their field. So that's surprised me a bit. But still now, give me kind of goosebump because, now that I live in Madrid, I'm meeting sometimes people say, yeah, I was in Madrid that day. I clap my hands for you. I say, well, thank you. Or gracias. Muchas gracias. And it's still a great feeling. When you think about what you've done and if that is very good in that occasion, having a standing ovation is always something special. It's a different level. So I'm grateful. I always say thank you to all of them for this feeling and thanks for the thing that I made it, actually.
I felt like you were always one of those players that because of the loyalty, you had the respect from multiple fan bases. Like there was fan bases, even in Italy, that they were always like, all right, if you like Del Piero, you're right. Obviously, because of when you stayed with Juventus in 2006. How was that decision? Can you walk us through it?
Yeah, you say right. Of course, the loyalty give you a long period, something more. And that decision came pretty naturally in the first days that happened, everything. So it wasn't something that I struggled with. I was struggling because I didn't know what's gonna happen, and then and all these voices during the summer that we got relegated and then give us tons of points. Minus 25 or whatever it is, maybe third division at one point came up. And so we were in the middle of tsunami, let's say like this, a huge one. So when I got the call, I say, don't even ask me, I'm going to stay. I mean, I was the captain of the team. I spent all my life, let's say like this, after Padova and my home team, San Damiano. When I moved there in 18 and I won everything with you guys, I say, I'm going to stay even now that we're in the middle of the mess. And that's just simply how it went. No regrets for that. Even though, you can think about playing some other places that that moment keep you high.
Sir Alex wanted you, right?
Yeah, have opportunity you lost basically the chance to win the Champions League anymore again. That's because as it happened, it takes a while to build a team that can win again. First of all, in Italy, even though the things changed after 2006, because till there we were the first and the better leagues in the world. But then it takes a while to rebuild it. For us, it takes 6 years to win again the trophy. We came back straight away to the Champions League. But again, it's when you compete in the Champions League, you need to be perfect in every places, So, and even in that period that we were rebuilding. So, but I didn't have, again, regret.
Were you ever tempted like a little bit when you were getting those calls from like some of the best teams?
No, because it was, I already made the decision. So when I say my word, I say my word. That's it. It happened straight at the beginning. So why should I change? Unless something big happened, or they asked me to do something else. But that occasion, it went like this, and happy. It's a different story.
Yeah, for sure.
We can talk about how he's, starting the league with minus 17 points and win the second division league and come back. It was an incredible journey. Really, really tough. Really tough. The first 3-4 months was...
Forget it.
I mean, we were coming from the World Cup trophy celebration for all the summer, and then you jump.
Big difference.
Yeah, I played in the Serie B with Padova, so I had the chance to go through some tough fields in that time and everything. But it's not the toughness of the field because you're always facing people that want to beat you. You are Juve, so everybody wants to beat you, and so that's not the point. The point is living that situation, and well, the beginning was tough, but we've been through that. I have wonderful teammates in that time. Some of them stay with me from the year before. Some of them join us in that New Jersey journey. It was a great time.
That's great. And of course, the famous quote, "A true gentleman never leaves his lady." Did you think it would become that viral? And was there like an inspiration behind that? Or was it just something that that just came
It's
up?
talked about everywhere.
Literally everywhere, not just in football. Like,
It came like this, with the club. We renew the contract and we decide to go through this this thing. And it's, I mean, when you're young, you don't think too much about all the, I don't know how to say in English, proverbi.
Proverbs.
Proverbs, yeah. Okay. Proverbs or things that, old people say. What are you talking about? I mean, what is going on? And
you just go with.
And then when you grow up a little bit and say, well, if I listened that time, if I went deep about that affirmation or that proverbs, maybe help me now. So that's the story. I mean, it's a good one, to be honest, because Vecchia Signora is old lady, is Juventus, so
fits
it was
well.
a good one.
But you didn't have it planned because of the Vecchia Signora old lady, no?
No,
Really?
it came out like this, so it was a great,
Nice fit, good fit, right?
great things,
Wow.
I see a smile on your face when you're thinking back to this moment.
Well, I remember good moments. I mean, even we have a tragic moment with Juve. We were talking about the Serie B was a tragic moment. It was something that unreal. I told you, I was struggling for the first 4 or 5 months, and it's still going on for some reasons, But it's part of my journey. So I spent 19 years there. I did everything that I could in order to help. I put everything that I had. So I got injury many times. I got kick out. I got I won. I lost. I did everything there. So it's a beautiful journey in any case. You can complain about some stuff, of course. You can regret some losses, of course. But I mean, when you put 100% of your heart and mind and physique as well, there's no such a regret that you can complain.
How was it walking into a teenage Alessandro, walking into this locker room with amazing players? I mean, Vialli, Conte, Ravanelli.
Yeah, Curler, Merler, and Baggio, and many more. It was unreal at the beginning. Because the year before, I was a fan of Juve. I know that I'm going to join Juve at some point because Padova has already agreement with them. But still, the year before, they were facing the Coppa UEFA final, and I was I was following the game and see if they're going to win and everything. So you cheer for your team. It was the Udinese-Juventus was the first game that I saw in the Serie A. And I was 17 years old. I went to Udine, that is close to my hometown, in order to see Juventus. Then I never have a chance to see Juve. So back in time, distance were different and were more distance than now. So 100 kilometers was, that's what, 60 miles for US. It was a big deal for my family, for myself. There were no time and no money in order to do that or to afford the tickets. So that day was unbelievable. I met Boniperti first. I saw all the players. We got asked to see the game. It was, what's going on here? And then, and then you join Juve and say, did I really share the locker room with this guy? That's a guy that I was watching on TV 2 weeks ago. The guy that won the Ballon d'Or, or the guy that scored 300 goals, or the guy that is the best German player in the world. I mean, it was huge. It was tough, but then you put yourself. Thanks God, that piece of land, green, with those weird lines that is called pitch. Equalize everything.
Yeah.
Wow.
Equalize everything if you have the strength and the personality and the character to go through.
But do you remember walking into the locker room and shaking Baggio's hand and being like trembling?
Not even going to. I was too shy.
As
young players, we were sitting on the side and we were waiting for instructions.
So did they ever come from him?
Of course.
Wow.
I have beautiful teammates, amazing teammates. Every one of them were so nice. Peruzzi, Marocchi. I mean, unbelievable players, a human being, and that's why I understand why you become a Juve players and why you achieve so many goals like this and you win trophy because you have to be a really good guy with great values, from my point of view. I had the chance to make the first appearance and then the first goal and then 5 goals the first year. With 10 games, it was even more real. I mean, 3 goals against Parma. I mean,
Oh, man.
we were facing Parma, the best team in Italy as well. We were facing all the time. They were winning against another. With 3 goals at home, I say, well, what's going on here? Did I really score 3 goals in my debut? Not the first game, of course, but my debut first year. So yeah, it happened. And then, you got used to a little bit more. And then the next year we won the league title after 9 years, sorry. And then the next year we won the Champions League. And then next year we won the Intercontinental and Super Cup. And on and on.
We wrote it down, the date, March 20th, 1994, the day that you wore the number 10 and then went in against Parma because I think Baggio was out. So they switched the numbers around back then?
At that time, we didn't have 2 years later become the rules that you pick a number for all year. Mm-hmm. At that time, the first 11 play with first 11 numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
It wasn't assigned, it was just given.
So if you play in the first 11, you get the number between 1 and 11. So that's the point. And Baggio were missing for injury. And we were struggling because we went out from the UEFA Cup against Cagliari. So it was a big talking. Fans wasn't happy. We were second in the league and no chance to catch Milan. And so that game was us, Parma came after beating maybe Ajax that time. So Parma was so high and we were so down. So it was a game, like a revenge. And we played very well. I got the chance to score 3 goals. It was, again,
a dream.
Unbelievable.
With the 10 on your back.
Yeah, but
wow.
It wasn't goal. I was happy, but not super happy because we were struggling. So when you see even my celebration during the game was nothing, with a smile. I was angry because I was feeling the moment of the team. I don't know why. I didn't enjoy that much, but it's on the record, so.
It still counts.
Not too bad.
It's on you. And we talked a lot about you as a teenager, you in your playing career, you as an adult now. A lot of people don't know about this, but in the beginning of your playing career, it seemed like your mom wanted you to become a goalkeeper. Is there like a funny story on how that all began for the people that don't know about it?
Yeah, it's true because I was playing football all day long, especially in the summer. You wake up, you do breakfast, I go play football. I go out with my friends. Yeah. So we went behind my house. There was a field and there were fields everywhere. Not soccer fields, but fields.
Just anyway,
Vigneri or whatever, trees, and it's full of nature. So I was blessed because of that. Happy about my childhood. So we went out with my friends all the time and we go around. We play football just behind my house. So I was constantly asking my mom, can I go play football? Can I go play tennis? Yes. And then all of a sudden, but I don't want that you got tired or you got, sick. So, and I say, okay, I play in a goalie. So I'm not going to sweat. So, okay, so then you can go. So that's why, that's become the story. So at some point I can go outside to play in order to do not be sick, only to play as a goalkeeper.
But you never actually played goalkeeper?
No, we played 2 versus 2.
It's to keep them happy, right?
No
to keep
goalkeeper, we say goalkeeper flying. So you play goalkeeper, but then you play 2 versus 2, and then you are the only one allowed to take the ball with the hand in your goal area. But there's no goalkeeper. But my mom didn't know about that.
Exactly.
So I kept going. But sometimes when we play, 5 versus 5 or 7 versus 7, I was doing goalkeeper. And then my brother came at the window and said, "Mom, why Alessandro is playing goalkeeper?" Because of this or that. My brother looked at my mom and said, "Really? I mean, really? He needs to play outside. Trust me." And this is how it goes.
That's funny. How big would you say like your family was attached to your playing career when you started playing calcio in general?
It seems like your brother was important.
Yeah, like how big of a part were they? in this whole
Well,
journey?
my brother is 9 years older, so
Mhm.
he tried to do the same career of mine, different time and different things happen. So let's say he opened a little bit the window. So my parents were, I want to say, comfortable to send me to Padua at 13 by myself with the other, but they understand a little bit more, you know, even though Padua, again, I told you, was far away.
Yeah.
They didn't have a chance to come every day to see me or checking everything. My dad worked all the time, my mom as well. So, you know, you're going to be there alone. Are you comfortable with that? And I say, yeah.
Huh.
I didn't even understand
about
what's
it.
going to happen. So I was in my room. They always support me. And plus, you know, a long time ago, we didn't have this one. So at 8 o'clock, I need to call my mom every night.
To make sure, right?
Yeah,
You're
that
okay.
everything is okay. Okay, mom.
Playing goalkeeper still, right?
Yeah, kind of. And you know, take the money in order to put in the cabin. You know, these phone calls. And if you miss the time,
Oh, forget it.
I was so scared about that. Oh, mom, I mean, I was busy playing goalkeeper.
There we
Classic
go.
Italian mom.
We learned it now.
So they were always behind me and support me, of course, but in the right time. I mean, my dad drive me to the training ground every time that he could. Not the training ground because, you know, I went by myself with the bike, but every game, for example, my brother game and my games. So, but without be so deep. I mean, his presence was enough for us, you know, without telling us, you have to do this, you have to do that. And I'm trying to do the same with my kids, you know.
That's good.
But it's tough.
It's harder now, no?
It's different.
Yeah.
Let's say it's different. It is different. I'm talking a lot with my kids because they are living a different kind of childhood than mine. And it's new for me as well because I never did father before.
Yeah.
So fatherhood is, and to be a parent is incredible journey, tough, lovely, amazing, but at the same time, you know, worry and believe and 1,000 other things. So,
But it's easier to score a goal or be a father?
listen, I have 3 kids, so it's, of course, it depends how you consider yourself as a father, what you want to do, and how you want to manage. I think everything have to be quite natural in terms of approach with the kids, like you feel it, and it's very important for them to feel that you are what you are, in a good and a bad way, because everybody will make mistakes. So, and the kids, and the kids, like I was, and I think my as well, need to understand from us the good things and try to make better our mistakes.
Of course.
So this is how you process the thing. And say that it's beautiful. It's full of responsibility, for sure. When you are by yourself, it's different world. You think that it's tough when you are alone. Well, as a parent, it's
You have no idea till you become a parent, right?
100 times more.
Yeah.
If you love your kids, of course.
Wow, that's beautiful. It's like poetry over here.
Getting deep. So I can imagine that for your family, the highlight must have been in 2006 when you won the World Cup. It must have been strong for them. It all paid off.
Definitely 2006 was not the final chapter, but a really good chapter of my career, because after that, happened a lot of things as well. But the one that we remember all better is the Champions League in 2006, in 1996, because my father was still alive. And I lost my father in 2001. So from that day on was a little bit different, especially for my mom. So the World Cup, the Champions League in 1996 and the Intercontinental that same years was the top of as a family. Also because my father was Juve fan, my brother as well. So we know how it's important the Champions League for Juve.
Yeah.
We know that, as a Juve fan as well, you can't celebrate 85 with a smile in your face. And nobody Juve fan want to do that, to be honest, because we associate that cup with a lot of things, even though they did it and it was amazing and everything going on. They deserve it. But 96 was definitely a huge thing for everybody.
Was that the best Juve squad you were part of on paper? Or is there another one that was like really good, but maybe luck of the draw, things didn't go the right way?
You're not going to hear me say what is the best Juve during my year. I mean, all those one were different. That period we reached 3 Champions League final in a row. So with amazing guys and teammates and everything. I mean, I always try to be myself with everybody and at the same time try to learn from them. Even though Juve is a really tough place to be as a football player, it demands you a lot in terms of responsibilities and awareness and and mindset and everything. So it's not that you need to be there all the time, 100% every day. So I respect every teammates that I had, even though with some of them we didn't win that much, because they understand how hard it is to play for this club, and everybody put 100% on themselves there. Some of them become greats, some of them less, but this is part of life. I mean, of a football player. Sometimes things go in the best way as possible. Sometimes no, but it's a really incredible journey to be there.
How was it that the year 2011 when Antonio Conte came? Because I was lucky enough, I was there in Philly when you guys were doing preseason training.
Oh, you were in Philly?
I was there.
Oh, God.
It was like the
There's a lot of
hottest
stories on this.
day I've ever seen
You
in
were
my life.
inside. You were inside on with the AC.
You could tell from his laughter.
No,
you
I
could
was
tell how
wrong.
hot it was from the laughter.
I was going in between the AC and outside because it was too hot.
How many degrees was there? I mean, was
I believe it's a record in Philadelphia.
120.
Yeah. And
Yeah, it was
he
so
had you
hot.
guys running like something I've never seen in my life.
What was going through your mind? Were you thinking about changing professions at that time when you were running?
So a lot of curse words in his head.
Yeah. No, I mean, I used to. I mean, when I started, we been through years with the 94, 95. That those years we were working like crazy. But yeah, that one was particularly tough because the amount of work was still kind of the same what I did before, but the heat was the game changer. I mean, it was Philly in late July. What was
I'm telling you, if you Google hottest day in Philadelphia history, you'll find that day.
You're gonna see a
Yeah.
picture
I
of
remember seeing it
Del Piero on the floor, asking for more water.
No, I mean, guys were vomiting.
He didn't care, though.
Wow,
They
that's
were
crazy.
fainting and everything.
What was the medical staff saying to Conte? Like, relax, take it easy.
I don't know. I mean,
I remember them looking at Antonio at one point. I remember Angelo Alessio, the assistant coach, he was looking at Antonio. He's like, "Yeah, Antonio, I think we gotta relax now." Antonio's like, "No, let's keep going."
There's no more sweat in your body left.
no, that was tough. It was definitely tough because, first of all, we came from a long flight. But then straight away, let's keep working. So, and it was very hot. I remember that we were in the headquarters of Philadelphia Eagles.
Yep.
And we made the coach of that time. How his name? The big guy.
I don't remember.
The one that
I'm not good at American football.
they won that.
Did he win with the Chiefs?
They won with the Chiefs now.
I don't watch this sport.
Got the wrong crew. We're the,
We
we're
don't-
the,
we
we're the
don't
bad
watch.
Americans.
The last
Yo,
Super
Mike, search it up.
Bowl.
We don't
Bro, look it up.
watch. What,
Look it up.
no,
what is exactly?
No American football.
No,
Look
the
at the
Kansas
Chiefs
City.
coach.
Maybe the Kansas City.
Kansas City Chiefs.
Was it Andy Reid?
Andy Reid.
Reid,
There we go.
Was there.
All right, thank you.
And we went through the locker room of the guys.
Yeah.
It was funny. It happened even in Boston when we did a friendly game. We went to the Boston stadium of where the
Celtics?
Patriots.
Oh,
the
Patriots.
Patriots.
Okay.
So we saw the locker room as well. But it's fun, you know. When you see other sports, it's always fun.
But on that day, you were, I mean, everybody was dying. There was some people that were like borderline, couldn't make it.
Some of them were dying, yeah.
But you, as a captain, you were quiet. You led by example. You just kept going. You never complained. Zero.
Yeah, it was part of the job. Because, you know, Conte asked our old guys, you know, to give him, you know, a good hand at the beginning to understand the new type of work that we did actually with him when he was playing with me.
Mm-hmm.
So he asked us to do that, you know, in order to drive the kids, because we had a lot of young players and a lot of new players.
Mm-hmm.
So new players need to understand the work ethic and other things that, you know, not complaining. If they see me complain, they're gonna, you know, I'm gonna allow, maybe not now, maybe not tomorrow, but maybe the day after I can complain. So if I'm not complaining, you can't complain. That's the message, you know. So I'm not complaining, you're not complaining.
Exactly.
That's it. Keep working. That's the thing.
I always remember I mean, there's so many great moments from your career, like with goals scored. Obviously, 2006 is a highlight. But one that I always took personally, because as a player, I grew up watching you, was in 2011, Buffon made a mistake against Lecce. I don't know if you remember this. And it was like everyone was going crazy because it could have meant the Scudetto was lost.
Yeah.
And I remember you, first thing that you did, you ran over to Buffon, you gave him a hug, you grabbed the ball, you went back into the middle, and you gave him a high five. And in that moment, I understood what being a captain and what being a leader meant.
Yeah, you things comes, you know, in order when you see things on TV, when you see example. So I wasn't the first one doing that. A lot of teammates did in the past with their teammates, other teams or whatever. But for me, you know, when you become captain, you go in another level. So you try to be more open to your teammates in a different ways. And Gigi, I mean, Gigi won with me the World Cup, was with me in Serie B. I mean, it's more than the players for me. It's more than the teammates, of course, for many reasons. He knows a lot of stuff about me, and I know a lot of stuff about him. And it's something mutual friendship, you know, and on that. So I know how. I mean, it's Superman. So I know how it feels when you go down. And sometimes I would like to have, you know, in the past when I miss an incredible goal or a penalty. No, I didn't miss that penalty in that way. I mean, all the penalty that I missed wasn't big for the result. But when I miss some goals or some opportunities or play a really shit game that we didn't win and didn't perform like I want, you know, having someone that give you a hug or tap on your shoulder, it's good. Even say nothing, but it's good. And that moment, there's a lot of rumors in that time, of course. And for me, it was a message to everybody. You know, let's do not mess with the best goalkeeper in the world. That was my message. And yeah, he did what he did, but who cares? Let's go keep working.
Well, it was a message to young Marco, not just how you play on the field, but also in life, in business, and anything that you do.
Yeah, it's a message for everybody, you know, for the fans, for
everyday life.
Yeah, sometimes you do the right thing, sometimes not. But if you don't do it, maybe somebody else notice it and help you to do it.
Yeah,
exactly.
So speaking about your relationship with players, we had Marco Materazzi the last time on our podcast, and he sent a video over that he wants you to watch. So we're gonna pull it up so that you can see it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ciao Ale, ti mando un saluto, so che sei lì con i ragazzi e tu sai quante battaglie abbiamo fatto insieme, però purtroppo giocavamo in due squadre troppo nemiche sportivamente per volersi bene, però ricordati che abbiamo vinto la cosa più importante della nostra carriera insieme, quindi ti mando un abbraccio e ci vediamo presto.
Grande Marco, bravo. Ha detto, he said correctly, I mean, you know, we were facing each other for two big rival teams, but we become friends with the national team. And yeah, we won the World Cup, Marco. So we did quite a good job, my friend.
How was that team? How special was that team? Talk to us about that year, that magical summer. Sleepy's birthday today as we're filming this.
I mean, what else we can say about that? Yeah, I mean, it was the best thing that can happen to a football player.
It's like a movie, huh?
Yeah, it's you feel complete when you win the World Cup. So it's a big thing. It's a work of 2 years when you start the qualification and all that went through friendly game. You got qualified for the World Cup, and then you see the group stage, and then you start to planning things. And then you go with the team away for a month in order to prepare the games, and then you go through what happened during the World Cup. That is a roller coaster of emotion and physically and mentally. It's a huge moment. We were facing a very tough moment in Italy, by the way, with Juventus first, with other teams involved, Milan and other things involved. Everybody were involved at the end, so it wasn't a great moment to go on the field. But that gave us a lot of mental strain because we meet and we say, okay, what can we do? We have a big chance. We missed some opportunity before the previous World Cup. They're supposed to be our World Cup. I mean, those years we had incredible teams. Not only in 2006, in 2002 was huge. In 1998 with Baggio as well. So, what can you say? I mean, it's a moment of things that, when the stars align in the same moment.
Perfectly, yeah.
And for us, everything went perfect. And this is the only way that you can win the World Cup trophy. Everything has to be perfect. Doesn't mean that you don't commit mistakes, but that you have always solution for those mistakes. And you have options for those mistakes. And some of them you avoid because you have a good preparation first, and then all these things.
It was a mix of all that.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
we talked a lot about a few teammates, actually. Materazzi, of course, now. Talked about Buffon. Was there a teammate that you had a lot of, I don't got to tell you, you had a lot of great world-class teammates. But was there a teammate that you didn't think got the credit that they deserved? That was like an underdog that that you think that needed more credit?
Like an underrated player?
That wasn't talked about enough, maybe.
No, I think, I think we are living now in an era with social media and everything that, what happened the last 20 years, let's say like this, 15, 20 years, has a huge appearances like this in what is the modern era. So what happened 15, 20 years ago and before, it's not, everybody didn't have the same credits. So that's like this. There's many football players that, was huge. But in my career, I mean, I was thinking about Peruzzi, that, everybody thinking now that Buffon is the best goalkeeper that Juve has, but Peruzzi was the same. Was unreal. What I saw from him was unreal, guys. I mean, he can jump from here for 5 meters with 1 foot. I mean, was unbelievable. And a beautiful human being. And never complain once with your teammates if they make mistakes and put strikers in front of him. But you don't see that much on social media because, was from age.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's the point. I mean, and also everybody talking about the best player in the world and blah, blah, blah. Well, there's some of them, maybe not Juve, but even before me that were unbelievable. Talking about striker, I'm going to talk about Van Basten, for example. I mean, did you see the numbers?
Crazy.
It's unreal. In that football, not in this football.
Tougher then?
Scoring goals? Of course. By far. We're living in a different era now, different world.
Do you ever wish that, maybe if you played now with the way that everybody's playing so attacking, they'll play multiple players, they'll put Baggio, they'll put Totti, they'll put Del, they would play you all together. Do you ever think about that?
It's like a video
Of course, yeah, of course. But I can't. So it's only a thought.
Before we let you go, real quick, we're going to make you react to some viral moments. Mike is going to pull them up on the computer. Some things that have gone viral about you, videos, pictures, and want you to give us some color to them. So Mike, put up the first one.
I'll put this one. Maybe you'll remember this.
Oh my God. Oh, that's crazy. We spent 20 minutes in order to record that.
Really?
I'm not joking. I mean, we were in Rome on the national, of course, during the national team. And this is a short clip, guys. I mean, we spent 20 minutes to record and 2 sentences. Really? One from him, one from me, and then the closing for him. That's it.
What were you guys laughing at?
Because, I mean, Francesco is a guy that it's great. It's great to hang out. It's funny. It's and for us, we never be in that position before,
Mm-hmm.
In front of the cameras. When we're by ourselves, yes, but in front of the camera, no.
That's funny.
So we were supposed to act, and it was so funny. Plus, because I know how it ended up, the joke. Yeah, it's even roast because you know what's gonna happen.
Exactly.
So
contagious, the laughter too. You can't stop.
And this Alessa from him, Alessa, it's make me laugh all the time.
Mike, go to the next one.
Yeah, we have another one.
Was he the funniest guy in the locker room always?
One of them, yes, definitely one of them.
All right, let's look at this one.
This Roma scarf video.
This went viral.
Where you didn't want to even touch it.
And everyone put the quote with a true gentleman never leaves his lady.
I mean, I'm happy to take a photo with you with another scarf or with you that you are not a Juve fan. I'm happy, but
don't ask for too much.
He told me, hold it. I'm not gonna hold it. I mean, first of all, ask me in a different way. Second of all, let me see what is right on.
Yeah.
But it's not a lack of respect.
No.
Roma, it's a respect for Roma. Even though I have no problem. I have no problem with no one, with no teams, even Inter. I know it's a little tough, but everybody has their church when we say in Italy, So everybody stay in their place.
Put the next video.
Standing ovation of your last. I don't have to tell you. I mean,
it was a very emotional day for many, many reasons. Not only because we celebrated the winnings of the trophy, but especially because it was my last game in Torino. I had a chance even to score the game, so it was quite good, but I wasn't that happy. I wasn't that happy, to be honest. It was a very tough day, emotional, and then when I had the chance to go around and see the fans and a lot of them crying, and then you start realizing it's happening for real, that this is gonna end and this is gonna be another story, and you don't know what's gonna happen, but you know what you're gonna miss. And because we spent 19 years together, and because we grew up together, 19 years is a lot. And because we've been through everything that football team can think about, from nothing to win everything and more than everything, and become the best in the world, and then got relegated and then come back again to win. That game was the back to win for us. Was a lot. Was a lot of emotion, yes. So really, really tough, and give me a goosebump all the time because everything was stopped at the moment that I walk off the game. So it was a very weird energy in the stadium.
Wow.
And then at the end we celebrate, of course. We raised the trophy, and the party began. So that's the right things to do. But in those minutes, tough.
It was
nobody was watching the game. Nobody cared about the game. I could say that from here, all the way from Brooklyn. Every time they showed the game, we were annoyed. We wanted to see you.
Was like this even there, and
a little on a lighter note. we're talking actually with Fabio Cannavaro like 20 minutes before you came in, and he was telling us a funny story. Maybe you can explain it better because he just gave us a few notes about it. But he was in charge of cutting your hair during the World Cup or something.
He said your hair has never been good since he's cut it.
Yeah, well,
that's exactly what he said.
You got to tell us a story. We got to hear this one.
No, it be true. At some point, we say, okay, because that year we were facing a huge challenge because Milan came back and for the title league and came back and we were at the same point and then we won in Milano. So at that time they say, okay, we were in a room together, like 5 or 6 of us. I say, okay, guys, you know what? We're missing like 6-7 games to the end of the tournament. I say, you know what? If we're gonna win the league, the tough league, let's cut our hair at 0.
Wow.
I say,
Why?
Yeah, exactly. Why? I say, why? And yeah, it's let's make it fun. Okay, and everybody starts to say yes. Cannavaro say yes, of course. Yeah. Pesotto say yes, but these guys have a good hair. They look great without hair.
And you're nervous. You're like the last one.
So they want, do they have? So I say, okay, let's do it. But didn't think about that too much. So the day before the last game that we won, the Sunday before, I say, oh, this is the time. So he came in my room and done.
The rest is history.
Wow. Looking back on that, I think it was a good idea for the most part. I feel like you guys were all brothers.
Man, we won the trophy.
That's it.
There we go. That's all that needs to be said.
Alessandro, thank you so much.
You're welcome,
you got to go.
guys.
We appreciate you coming on.
Yeah.
Thank you for inviting me.
Pleasure to have you.
See you soon.
Awesome. Thank you.
Ciao.
Ciao.